Welcome to Newsview. Our top story for tonight: little airplane crashed into an office building in Texas. Now, this was an office building with an IRS office in Texas, and the airplane was piloted by a man who evidently burned his own house down, then flew into this office building with an IRS office in it. Apparently the man had had run-ins with the IRS before, and he obviously was upset. And story number 2. Midwest Communications Group in Urbana has bought Digital Communications in Danville. What this is some sort of telephone company, I see, and this Urbana company has purchased another company in Danville. Story 3. Now I'm going to talk about the Olympics. I don't know if you probably know this, but one of the speed skaters is actually from Champaign, Illinois. U.S. Olympic speed skater Kathleen Reuter, I hope I got that right, in there somewhere. Hometown Champaign, Illinois, sets record, then is surpassed by Wang Ming of China. Well, at least she set a record. It didn't last very long, but was a new record at the time for Kathleen Reuter, and she is from Champaign, like I said, which is right next to Urbana, as you probably know. And in other news about the Olympics coverage beats American Idol in ratings. In the ratings, it looks like the Olympics has overtaken American Idol, which is the first time American Idol has had a show beat it, I think, maybe ever, or in a long time. American Idol is very popular, but it looks like the Olympics this winter might be more popular, if ratings are any indication. At least more people had NBC's coverage of the Olympics, Winter Olympics, on than American Idol. And weather for Friday night. It should be cold. I'm going to call it 20 degrees for the low into Saturday morning, and then Saturday we're talking, I think, we'll say 33 degrees for the high Saturday. It might get warmer, might be a little colder, not sure. But that's the weather from me, anyway, on Saturday and Friday night. Okay. And I think we'll take a break right here, and I'll see you the other side of the break. Welcome back to Newsview. The next story is about the mayor of Las Vegas. Las Vegas mayor turns down President Obama invitation. So the President of the United States has asked for the mayor of Las Vegas to meet him when he goes to Las Vegas Thursday. Is that this? I guess that's today or yesterday when you're seeing this. The president wanted to see the mayor of Las Vegas, Oscar Goodman, after Obama upset him by twice suggesting people should not go to Las Vegas and spend money or waste money, I guess, too. But Las Vegas is sort of in a bad economic position right now, and the mayor of Las Vegas will not be meeting with President Obama. And the next story is local. WILL television and radio are having layoffs right now. So this means no more local weather reports from WILL TV or radio. And I think that's a shame, personally, and I will try to bring you more weather here on this show. So it looks like WILL is going to lose weather. They say here that it's expensive. It's expensive for WILL to bring you weather. Weather is expensive. Good weather information is expensive. Now, how do I do it here? Well, I sort of look at a bunch of different forecasts and sort of guess the temperature here. I know, not very scientific, but I haven't been too far off the mark, so I am considering more weather here. Maybe someday I can bring you more weather or have somebody else bring you more weather on this program. So keep watching for that. And here is here's more local news about Saturday, February 27th, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at 3202 Apollo Drive in Champaign. It's countywide residential electronics collection. They'll be recycling these on Saturday, 27th of February from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., like I said. and that's at 3202 Apollo Drive, Champaign. Um, that's at the News Gazette Distribution Center, and it says here that if the weather's bad the 27th, they'll reschedule this collection for March 6th. So this is I am not a partner, but I found this, and the News Gazette is a partner, the City of Champaign, the City of Urbana, the Village of Savoy, and the College of Fine and Applied Arts from the U of I, and something else. Something else I can't make out. And this is free, and you can take certain electronics. For more information, I would look this up online because the one I have here didn't print all the way. So for information about acceptable items, I would contact City of Champaign, City of Urbana, News Gazette, Village of Savoy, or somebody at the U of I. That's electronic recycling on February 27th or March 6th if the 27th has bad weather conditions. I think we'll go to a second break now. We're back at Newsview. About the WILO and the weather situation, weather information. WILL, I remember before they had any weather on television anyway. I don't remember if they didn't have weather on radio at some time, but for a long time they didn't have weather. I don't know if they had weather before. I can remember WILL TV having weather, but for a long time they had no weather. And now they're not going to have weather again, at least local weather. PBS used to have a show I watched early in the mornings called AM Weather, a national PBS show picked up by a good number of PBS stations in the 80s and early 90s. AM Weather was national, but WILL has, well, lost their vocal weather. AM Weather is no more, I think. It was a good show. They made good use of pointer sticks on AM Weather at the maps, and they told you what all the meteorological signs on the maps meant. It was educational, informative, and fun to watch for me. But WILL's local weather on television wasn't like AM weather. It was more like what you'd see on a commercial station's weather reports during their news. It was good. You had, I believe, Mike Sola and some other meteorologist who used to be at other stations. Once I believe I saw Brian Zintz doing the weather at WILL television, and they've had a good run with evening weather. As far as I know, I think WEIU will still do weather. If you have Comcast, you can see WEIU. If you have digital cable from Comcast, that is. And, well, here's the last story for tonight. No, that's not it. No, I had it right here. Last story. Here's the last story for tonight. A Colombian woman who everybody thought was dead was at a funeral home in Bogota, Bogota, Colombia, and she moved her arm. Yes, that's right. After they thought she was dead, a man was about to inject her with embalming fluid, and she moved her arm. Apparently sometimes when, and that's from Breitbart.com, apparently when someone's dead, or not dead, I mean, when someone hasn't died yet and they appear dead, it can be very hard to tell if they're alive or not. So she wasn't dead, and they thought she was, and she moved her arm just in time, I guess. And I guess she's okay. This is rare, it says here. She moved her right arm, and she was saved, I guess, from being killed by the embalming fluid into her leg. So that was a close one. We've got very little left on the show tonight. I think I will recap the stories I've done just in case you missed it or forgotten. There was the news about the Olympics beating out American Idol in the ratings. There was the story, and that's from the LA Times. This here about Urbana company buying a Danville company is one of the stories. Both companies have been around more than 20 years, and there's the story of the airplane in Texas hitting an office building, being flown into an office building, which contains an IRS building, a room. There's the Las Vegas mayor turning down an invitation from Obama, President Obama. And there is the recycling. The countywide residential electronics collection recycling. And that is February 27th. Or if the weather gets bad, it's March 6th. And tonight, weather, it'll be cold again, it looks like, for Friday night and for Saturday. And we might even see a little bit of light snow. I forgot to mention that before. This light snow probably won't amount to much, but Friday night into Saturday we could see light snow, temperatures in the 20s and 30s, and that's about it for the weather on Friday and Saturday. Don't have any idea what it'll do Sunday. Well, this looks like another end of Newsview. Next week I will probably be conducting an interview, as far as I know. And yes, if you're watching, person I'm going to interview, who I've forgotten your name at the moment, I should have those questions to you soon. Well, this has been Newsview for February. Well, it gave you the date at the beginning of the show. Let me look again here. I've got it someplace. I know it's here somewhere. Here we go. Here we go. 18th, no, 19th tomorrow. Tonight. 19th, February 19th, 2010. Well, good night and sweet dreams. I'm Michael Badger, and if you have any news tips, email them at newsview@email.com. Thank you.